On January the 25th of 2018, a duo were sitting downstairs, having a nice and relaxed conversation. Literally nothing out of the ordinary was going on, and they were prepared to talk until they got too tired to continue, but unfortunately, that didn't last. Out of nowhere, things began moving without any visible human interaction, and this beckoned one of them to take out their mobile device and film this.
You're just sat there on your phone while the light is going for gold.
I'm getting used to it now.
The two of them are going mind.
I told you about the picture today, didn't I?
Yeah, you rang me.
Yeah, but it's you it is. No, because I'm not being funny, me and John were sat here, that dog picture come off there, but get this behind the telephone, there's no way that can come flying off there on its own. Like, no windows open. And it come flying off its own, and then you messaged me straight after it happened. I need cameras in here.
Yeah, you do. Look at that though, look at that. On the ceiling. Right in front of me.
Oh, look at the door, Em.
The door. Look at that. The door's never done that, ever. Wow. Oh my God.
What was that? It was Jamie. Yeah.
What?
What was that?
That was us. We shut the door, love. Alright? Yeah, we shut it.
Mine's shut as well though.
Your door's shut by itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, bathroom window's open.
It's not.
It is. The bathroom window's open. It's just the wind. Shh, don't frighten her.
The door's been opening and closing all the time.
Have it? Don't blame me.
And it happened when you were here.
Well, it didn't happen when I was here earlier. I was in work.
It was you just text me just after that picture come flying.
Do you think I can do it from texting?
I don't know when.
Am I special?
Yeah.
This ghost was very hyperactive and was clearly having fun causing havoc from closing doors to swinging the lights in the air. Things were so hectic that it even woke another member of the household up from their slumber and brought them downstairs. It was creepy as anything, but they just had to deal with it because the woman across from the camera decided to be too stubborn to try and get in touch with an expert. She was certain it was some stupid joke. Two Japanese men working for a YouTube channel by the name of Japanese Horror Entertainment were sent to an abandoned hospital to see how haunted it really was. There was a lot of speculation around this place, with people referring to it as one of the most haunted places in the country, but no one on the Japanese Horror Entertainment team really believed that to the maximum. That's why they sent two of their team members who filmed this.
ウェディングドレス？
そうそうそう。フリルみたいな。シーツではないんだ。フリルみたいな。
ウェディングドレスだよね。
だと思う。
ビリビリやん。い
や、そもそもがさ、なんでこんなとこに。ちょ
っと待って。パリンパリンって言ったよね。部屋の中で。
ガラスの音
だよね。ちょっと待って、さ、ガラス踏む音がさ、風とか物音でするわけないじゃん。
だってそれらしいもんが
ないじゃん。
ないよ。
何も。
While the place was definitely haunted, it was super underwhelming to say the least. They did hear a lot of noises throughout the night, and the glass-like effect that was in the previous clip is an example of that. It wasn't exactly spooky though, just baseline proof of a ghost, so while the place was haunted, it was definitely nothing to actually be afraid of. Just like our last clip, this one was also captured by a ghost hunter, but this time they came from the United States of America. His name was Franco TV, and he was an independent hunter. In the following video, he decided that he was going to pay a visit to a haunted graveyard that he was certain had the potential to gather some viral pieces of footage. Was that the case? You'll have to watch and find out.
Dark it gets as I'm walking in towards this area. See if I can turn on my light here. This should probably start bringing up some memories for you guys. This little area here at night creeped me the hell out. The thing is, it sounded like there was footsteps when you were walking through here. Look at this. It's getting kind of quiet on this end. And I think it's going to be terrible. Oh my god. See, that's what I'm talking about. I literally heard what sounded like footsteps or something walking towards my direction. Unless it was the water dripping and just freaked me the heck out.
No matter where Franco was in the graveyard, the poltergeist made its presence evident through the use of footsteps, and this would freak any sane man out. The most frightening thing is that this happened right at the start of the adventure, and Franco still had a whole 25 minutes to get through the night. Make sure to subscribe, because this story will definitely continue in future videos. The Illusion of Room 208 is a horror story that many people take as a myth, but some brave souls choose to go there to prove otherwise. One of these brave souls went by the name of Wataru, and whilst he did have a strong belief in a spiritual world, it is still unexpected that he visited this location. Most ghost hunters don't tend to go to places that are used for stories rather than facts, but Wataru had a sneaky feeling about this place, and he was right for having it.
ちょっと見ていくだけなんで。うわ、このりの雰囲気これ。誰もいないですかね。風か。
If you paid close enough attention throughout the video, you would have noticed a handprint against the glass, and it was clear that nobody was actually there, and it was not an imprint. It was way too solid to be a mark left by an actual human, so some ghost must have been in the same room at the same time. Wataru supports this, as he claimed that he felt a cold feeling down his spine from the moment he entered the place, which is a typical feeling when in the presence of a spirit. Everything adds up to a poltergeist being the culprit for the handprint, so nothing can convince me otherwise, but feel free to try in the comments. TikTok is a platform that everyone watching this video should have heard of at least once in their life, and its main rise to fame came from dancing. People around the world would post themselves doing all sorts of dance trends, and while the platform has shifted from this in recent times, the dance scene definitely still exists on the app. The clip that I am going to expose you to in a short period of time took place in what was meant to be a casual dancing video. Lindsay was going to lip-sync a famous song by Bob Marley and post it, but little did she know her lip-syncing skills were not what was going to make it go viral. In the background of the video was some sort of large head that was way too huge to have any sort of connection to a human, the speed of which it vanished and the way it was in such an unhuman-like motion further confirmed the identity of this being. It was a spirit, and there was nothing else that it could possibly have resembled. Lindsay is currently in the process of trying to banish the creature, and I wish her all of my luck, because who wants that thing within the same proximity of them? Ted Robertson had been a police officer for over a decade, the kind of guy who'd seen his fair share of strange calls and unpredictable situations. He wasn't easily rattled, but he always trusted his instincts, especially when something felt off. That night, he was dispatched to a rundown property on the edge of town. The report had been urgent when it came in, but by the time he arrived, backup had already handled the situation. The suspect was in custody, and the immediate threat was gone. Still, Ted decided to do one last walk around the perimeter before heading back to his car. The place was in bad shape, peeling paint, cracked windows, and a front yard that looked like it hadn't been touched in years. The kind of house that seemed to absorb the darkness around it. Little did Ted know that the darkness was inside of it too.
We're here on Medina Street. What's that thing on? The house appears abandoned. A lot about fires, and this looks like an isolated incident coming from within the home. Not very old. What's this?
I had no warrant, and I certainly did not want to enter if you see for yourself what I saw.
Hello! Hello!
On the force, you learn to trust your gut, to trust yourself, and I was jeopardizing my safety. The cut-out articles on site were about the Delray Witch.
At the very top window, for just a moment, something moved from the top window. It wasn't the suspect. Ted knew exactly where that man was. This was different. A pale, ghostly face appeared. It didn't move like a person should. It seemed to just be there, staring down, its features blurred and unnatural. Ted froze out of nothing but shock. The face lingered for a second longer, then faded back into the shadows. He stood there for a moment, pulse racing, but he had no legal reason to enter without a warrant. All he could do was note it in his report and walk away. Even now, he says he's glad he didn't go inside, because if whatever that was could appear in plain sight like that, he can't imagine what might have been waiting for him in the dark corners of that house. Alberto and his family had been living a perfectly normal life in their home, the kind of place where days blended together in a comfortable rhythm. But that peace didn't last. It started with little things, strange noises at night, objects shifting slightly out of place, and quickly escalated into something none of them could explain. Before long, the atmosphere inside became so tense and unsettling that they decided to evacuate for the evening, just to get away from whatever was happening. Alberto grabbed his phone, determined to document anything unusual, and stepped outside with the rest of the family. That's when it happened.
Una silla que se mueve sola sin nada de viento. Una silla que se mueve sola. Pareciera que hay un fantasma. La luz se apaga y se prende. Se mueve sola la silla. Vamos a ver. La luz se apaga y se prende. Para moverse. Vamos a esperar si quiere moverse otra vez. Ni una gota de ojo. Ni una gota de viento, ojo. Se apagó la luz. Ni una gota de viento. Se dejó de mover completamente.
From the safety of the outdoors, his camera caught the sight of a chair on the porch, slowly swinging back and forth. There was no wind, no person nearby, just that lonely movement cutting through the stillness of the night. A moment later, the lights on the balcony switched themselves off and on, each flicker breaking the darkness in an unnatural rhythm. Alberto kept filming, but he admitted later that he didn't dare step closer. The family stayed at a relative's house that night, too shaken to return. Even days later, they said the energy in the house still felt wrong, like whatever had taken hold of it wasn't planning on leaving anytime soon. An older man, living alone in a modest, quiet home, had grown used to the stillness of his nights, except for one strange detail. Almost every evening, usually when the house was dark and silent, he would hear a faint rattling somewhere nearby. At first, he brushed it off as pipes, wind, or the natural creaks of an aging house, but the sound kept returning, persistent enough to become part of his nightly routine. Strangely, he never thought to record it, telling himself it wasn't worth the effort. That changed one night when the noise felt louder and more deliberate than ever before. This time, he reached for his phone. The footage shows his bathroom, where the shower door, an actual glass cover, shakes and rattles violently, as if invisible hands were jostling it from the other side. The movement is sharp, irregular, and impossible to ignore. There's clearly no one in the bathroom, no drafts, no explanation. After capturing the moment, he admitted he's been uneasy ever since. Right now, he's asking anyone who will listen for advice, hoping someone might have an answer that doesn't involve something he's not ready to believe in. In the following video, a mother was sitting with her 2 children when something out of the ordinary happened. Whilst one kid was playing Roblox, the other was pestering her to bits, and she ended up playing with that child to keep them happy. It was then that she claimed a weird feeling swept the room. She felt cold, and almost as if something evil had entered the vicinity. Little did she know that it had.
Look at my mirror. My mirror's cracking by itself.
What's happening? Wait, stop.
Harry, my mirror is cracking by itself.
It's cracked by so far. Why is it cracking by itself?
I have no f***ing idea.
There's 2 me.
Yeah, it's really fucking.
Just carry on with it. It's me.
Stay there, don't go near it.
This way. I know. I know. There's a naughty mirror. Wait.
Okay.
Why is the mirror cracking?
I don't know.
I know. Maybe the naughty 7.
Out of the blue, the mirror cracked on its own accord, and it was obvious that nothing natural caused this to happen. There was absolutely no human contact with the mirror, and furthermore, it didn't collide with anything, let alone with the force to generate such a crack. With all of these facts compiled, it is safe to say that something exterior caused this to happen, with the leading conclusion being a ghost. GhostTube is an app that allows its users to detect ghosts around their household, and one special day when Chris became bored, he decided to give it a shot. He always had a feeling that ghosts were real, and was definitely the type of person to buy into an app like this. It turns out that it was the right decision this time though. For roughly 5 minutes, he was messing around with the app, but just as he was starting to get fed up with it and uninstall it, alongside all the other ghost apps, this happened.
And just to be clear, there's no error, there's nothing on right now. Can you move the other one? Hold up.
Part of his drum played without him being anywhere near it, so Chris decided to go and inspect the kit. It was here that he discovered a handprint that looked as if it belonged to a child, but as he mentioned, he had no kids, and he definitely didn't have any fosters. This begs the question, what caused the drum to play? Well, at the start of the video, there were not any handprints on the kit, so it is evident that the feature was added mid-tape. I'll let you decide what caused this in the comments, but I'm sure we all have the same answer. Now that you've had a guess, I would like to reveal that we actually know the answer to that question now. A few days after this incident, Chris posted another clip to his TikTok page in the exact same property, and it was just as weird. He was hearing tapping noises from one of the bedrooms, so decided to go in and see what was up, and it was pretty crazy. Take a look. Somehow, the door closed by itself at the end, and it was not in a natural manner whatsoever. Upon many attempts at zooming in to expose any tricks that Chris might have used to fake this, nothing was found, which means this clip has to be authentic. Matching it with the fact the drum kit moved too, makes it obvious that this place is haunted, and I advise him to seek help as soon as he possibly can. Ricardo had been believing his house was haunted for a very long period of time, but the only problem was that none of his parents would ever believe him, and he was aware of this. Instead of making them aware of his concerns, Ricardo decided to let the things he saw go unnoticed, no matter how unhinged or out of the blue they were. One day, though, he got a sudden burst of motivation to get help on defeating the poltergeist, so decided to start recording and see what interesting clips he could find. This was one of them. Strangely, lots of things were happening inside of Ricardo's room, and his parents would be beyond imbeciles to watch this clip and believe anything other than a spirit being present. Ricardo used this logic and presented the evidence to them, and they agreed that they would offer him help if he managed to obtain 2 more pieces of evidence. Motivated as ever, Ricardo kept recording in critical moments, and it wasn't long whatsoever until he caught his second clip. This time round, a piece of art on the wall was moving, and Ricardo showed his parents again. This time they were much more concerned due to the item moving being one of their possessions, but without the third piece of evidence they were not going to give their son the benefit of the doubt. Ricardo was not a quitter though, and despite taking a whole fortnight to capture his last piece of evidence, he didn't give up throughout this time period, and it really paid off. Have a watch. Not only did the cabinet actually open itself, but it threw an item out which made it unexplainably abnormal. Ricardo's parents watched this one, and finally took a turning point in regards to their attitudes on ghosts. They are in talks with ghost hunters currently, and I wish them the best in securing one at a reasonable price tag. On May the 29th of 2016, Angel and Willie were both in the kitchen when something absurd happened. Roughly 5 minutes before the incident, the two of them were in their rooms having the time of their lives without any clue what was going to happen to them in such a short period of time. Out of nowhere, their father shouted for them both to come downstairs and told them to start making dinner because they wanted to and it was time. Just as they got started, Willie needed the toilet, and when they came back, Angel was in a much different state of mind.
What the? What are you doing in here? Watch that drawer. What the heck is that? Wait, what? You're joking. Are you doing that? How am I doing that? I'm recording. Liar. Really? Oh my gosh. Okay, let's go.
As odd as this was, the drawer started opening and closing without any visible force being applied to it, and Angel refused to believe her own eyes. It was because of this that she pulled out her phone and started to film the incident, because the trust in her phone camera far exceeded that of any other visionary source. When the duo went to make their parents aware, they were told to speak to a priest, not them, and listened. Hopefully the person of which they eventually get aid from is of help. This next clip is so insane that experts needed files of evidence to prove that it was a spirit causing it rather than a literal earthquake. The time was 11 o'clock at night, and Vadim was in his room getting ready to rest for the night. It had been a long day for him, and all he wanted was some peace and quiet that coincided with the comfort of his bed. Little did he know that his wishes were not on the agenda of a poltergeist. A note to take before this is that Vadim has never experienced anything of this sort before, so even his reaction is on the abnormal side.
Октября, 2 часа ночи. Вот такое веселье у нас почти каждую ночь. Удовольствие. О, тихо, ша.
see what I mean by evidence was needed to prove it wasn't an earthquake. I was very surprised when I found out that the place wasn't on the seismic meter. Vadim contacted his landlord shortly after this incident, in hopes that he would be allowed to move to a new place of rent in due course. But with the contract being 6 months, he would need to pay a fee. The sad thing is that Vadim does not have the funds to pay for something like this, so still has to live there for another 2 months. Not even my luck will be able to help him. The following video was recorded by a business owner who specialized in 24/7 security cameras. This meant that the business watched homes every single hour of the day to make sure that nothing was going on, and they had a lot of clients. People buy stuff like this when they believe their house is at high threat, and anything could happen. So working with this business means maximum security at all costs. It may easily be able to help against robbers and general criminals though, but security does nothing to stop a ghost from haunting your dreams. Have a watch.
Every night I'm at work, I be thinking I'm tripping. But you gotta watch this video, y'all. You see that move under the bed? Like I know for a fact this ghost at my client's house. I be seeing, you see it keep moving like right there under the bed? It's moving back and forth. You see it? It's ghost in my client's house. Look under her bed. It'll come out and go back. Now she in bed sleep, she ain't moved an ounce. But do you see how it keep coming out, going back in? This is no joke. My client truly has ghosts in her house. You see it? She don't have a dog, she don't have a cat, but it's always something moving in her room on camera at night. Sometime it'll fly directly across the camera. Be creeping me the heck out, like no doubt. I'm gonna just be still so y'all can see. You see it moving in there again? Look at that. It's moving up by the bed now on the frame. And then you'll see it move again. You see that? I think I'm tripping. Maybe I want to. It's real live ghost in here in her house. And no matter how I turn the camera, that ghost is in that room and it ain't going nowhere.
As you can clearly see, a poltergeist was slipping in and out from under the bed. It was very creepy, and the owner asked the person sleeping for consent to post this, and fortunately, got it, meaning we were able to show you it today. The sleeper claims that it would just have been dust or something, but I think it was something much worse. Meet Ian, also known as the Midwest Ghost Hunter and the most successful YouTube ghost hunter in the entire world. Ian visits all sorts of haunted places for long explorations and gets paid a lot of money to do so, with the following clip being from his visit to an abandoned asylum that was known for hosting many deaths. This place packed tons of thrills that even Ian became frightened of, but he prevailed and compiled a 2-hour video for his fans. On this channel, I've been showing a brief clip from every video, and that does not stop on this one. Enjoy.
Ida, that was you. Could you speak again? It was hard to make out what you were saying. Ida. Why do you still linger here? You know you're free to go, right? I heard that you hung yourself from this broom above me. Why did you do it? Whoa. I keep hearing like her voice, but it's hard to make out any words. Whoa. That sounded a little more intelligible, but still, I can't make out what the words are. Ida, what was going through your mind when you took your own life? What drove you to do such a thing? Trapped here. You felt trapped here? I am so sorry. You know you don't have to stay here anymore, Ida. This place is completely shut down now. You're free to go. Ida, what's up? Whoa. Oh my god. Whoa. Dude. She is screaming. She is screaming through this device. Oh my god, that is terrifying. Why are you screaming, Ida? What's wrong? I have never heard a woman scream through this device before. That is absolutely terrifying. Ida, what is wrong? I want to help you.
The spirit claimed that it was trapped there, and after Ian gave it his full permission to leave the vicinity, it screamed. Any sort of scream is enough to terrify someone, but when it comes from a spirit, the fear factor is bound to be multiplied by 100. I just hope that Ian is now okay. Like and subscribe for more clips from Ian. The loss was recent, and the pain still hung in the air like fog. Two brothers had been tasked with something no one ever wants to do, choosing a coffin. They walked into the quiet showroom of a local funeral home, unsure of what to say to each other, still processing everything. While one of them waited outside, the other stepped into a small side room lined with display pieces.
Miren, como tenemos rato escuchando ruidos aquí en esta zona. Si vemos, pues está solo. Y creemos que pues hay algo aquí, porque pues se empiezan a mover así como que medio raro. Miren, 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 miren. Miren cómo se mueve, miren, 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 miren. Miren cómo se mueve. No hay nada. No hay nada, no hay nada, no hay nada. Está mi compañero, pero pues si vemos estamos solos.
As he looked around, the head hatch of one of the coffins creaked slightly open on its own, barely a few inches, and then continued to make slight movements. Startled, he paused, watching it for a moment before walking over to check. But when he opened the lid fully, no one was there. Nothing was inside, just empty silence. He quietly left the room and didn't say anything right away. Only later did he mention it to his brother, and even then, he kept it short. Neither of them believed in anything supernatural, but for a second, it felt like something or someone had been trying to say goodbye. Could it have been their mother who passed away? The video was posted by the Source 90, a crew member aboard a small research vessel crossing the Atlantic, with a team of scientists conducting a long-term study on deep-sea acoustics. Most of the content from their trip showed the usual: calm waves, equipment checks, and life on board. But one night, everything changed.
Can you hear me? Yo, that shit was instantaneous, bro. Oh, I gotta watch my step out here, man. God damn. there.
Around midnight, he picked up the camera, whispering about something strange. He asked questions such as, "Can you hear me?" while panning across the dark, empty ocean. The others were below deck, but he'd stepped out after hearing what he described as screams. After beckoning whatever it was to answer him, the sound came from all directions though. The video went viral, with viewers arguing over whether it was the wind, a deep-sea mammal, or something else entirely. A few nights later, he uploaded again.
So I went out on deck to see what it was.
Yo, what is that? What the f is that? We got another one over here? What are those? On each side of the boat? What are those trails called? What's something swimming fast underneath that water? Something swimming real fast underneath that water.
He'd been asleep in his cabin when loud bangs on the deck woke him. At first, he stayed in bed, thinking maybe someone dropped something, but the banging kept happening. Eventually, he grabbed the camera and went up. The deck was almost empty, with a few equally confused scientists there with him. But in the water on both sides of the boat, large water trails were keeping perfect pace with the vessel. The scientists were called up and briefly seen in the background debating what the creatures could be, but none of them could make a confident ID. Some commenters suggested this may be the cause of the paranormal world, but others weren't so sure this was just a case of nerves. After that last encounter, the team spent the next few days in relative peace. The weather was calm, equipment functioned normally, and even the Source 90 admitted in a short update that things felt back to normal. With their destination just a few days away, spirits were higher, and whatever had happened earlier began to feel like a strange but isolated experience. But just when the possibility of a haunting had finally slipped from his mind, everything changed again.
Source 90, and we just out here. We're chilling. We're out here chilling. I hear it. I hear him. Where's she at? What the fuck is that noise, bro? What is that noise? Where are you? This is crazy. I heard it. I heard it. I hear it. Oh my God. That's crazy. That's nuts. That's crazy.
He was relaxing near the stern of the vessel, casually filming a moment of downtime when it started. The screaming, this time louder, clearer, and seemingly everywhere at once. He walked around the entire deck of the boat, trying to catch a source, but the sound moved with the wind, so no direction made sense. It was this fact that made this incident far more frightening for him, and what began as intrigue had shifted into something far more personal. They had a fear that whatever they'd encountered wasn't random and might not be finished yet, with one more suspicion. What if these were mermaids? Another upload came just a few hours later, and this one shook the comments section in a different way. The research team had been using a bait rig to collect samples as part of their study and caught a small haul of fish just before sunrise. While sorting through them with another crew member, the Source 90 noticed something odd mixed in with the pile.
What's good? Source 90. Don't mind the hair. A little curly today. I have something to show y'all. Peep game! So I was fishing on this fishing trip, right? And something came up in the dredge. That looks like a tail to me. Looks like a tail of a bone to me. I'm gonna take that bone and go to the local university, which is UMass, go to their marine biology department, and find out what the it is, because I don't know about you, I'm curious. I got some questions. Look at that.
Holding the camera close, he picks up what looks like a slender, pale bone, curved unnaturally and shaped in a way that resembled the lower end of a fin or tail. At first, he laughed it off, thinking it was a deformed fish part or some leftover cartilage. But as he turned it over and showed the detail, the tone of the video shifted. The Source 90 looked at the camera and explained how he was going to get this properly identified at the local university. Since posting, theories have spiraled. Was it a rare deep-sea creature, a leftover artifact from some shipwrecked species, or worse, something tied to those sounds they kept hearing? The discovery brought a whole new layer of fear, not just of the unknown, but of the possibility that the unknown had left something behind. When they touched back to land, he decided to visit a whale museum to get answers about the strange bone.
So today was the day. I got a call back from the whaling museum, and they had an expert there who was willing to talk to me about the bone that I had found. But look at that, man. Look at those big monstrous animals. Look at those bones. That's crazy.
I think. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what it is.
He was there taking a whole bunch of photos, measuring the thing, emailing certain other people that he knows who might have other insight on it. Yeah, everybody's saying they never seen nothing like it. Usually the bones that come up are like vertebrae and stuff, but nobody's seen anything like this.
Take a photo. Bob asked me to take a photo of it.
Absolutely. You've never seen anything like this?
No. I don't know what it is.
That's crazy. You don't know what it is.
In the clip, an expert carefully examines it, but admits they can't identify what it is. No clear explanation, so maybe it really is something unknown, perhaps a mermaid after all, but we'll probably never truly know. A group gathered to pray together, each believing deeply in their own innocence. None of them thought they had done enough wrong to ever become a victim of paranormal activity. They were calm, united by their faith, and the hope that their pure intentions would keep them safe. But then, something chilling happened. One of the statues in the room, still and lifeless moments before, suddenly moved its fingers. The slow, subtle motion was eerily creepy, breaking the calm atmosphere and leaving the few who spotted it really frightened. They decided not to inform the group who were praying, however, because it was not something worth disturbing prayer. They asked the group to pray more about revoking demons just in case something truly was out to get them. Let's just hope it works. Ian, better known online as the Midwest Ghost Hunter, has been featured on this channel countless times, visiting some of the scariest and most notoriously haunted places across the country. In this clip, he decided to explore a reportedly haunted theater completely alone. The place had a heavy history and had been abandoned for years, but Ian, as usual, seemed more curious than scared.
Else you can do in this office to let me know that you are here? Could you move one of your books? Something on this shelf?
As he was filming near an old desk, two orbs suddenly appeared and floated across the frame, subtle but clearly visible. Seconds later, a nearby chair shifted on its own, sliding just a few inches without any apparent cause. Ian froze, whispering a reaction under his breath before moving in to inspect the area. Nothing and no one else was there. After leaving the theater, he admitted the place felt heavier than most he's visited, and wasn't sure if it was just haunted or something worse. Subscribe for future clips with Ian. Being put on the night shift can be one of the most devastating things a human can be given, especially if they don't work at those hours, usually. One day, Riley, the man in our following video, was told to take this role and work from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m., and he initially rejected the offer. However, when his boss put the opportunity of double pay on the table, he had to take the offer. Little did anybody know that working would not be the primary strain on Riley's evening though, and there would be something far worse tormenting him that night. Have a look at what happened.
I'm freaking the crap out. So I was just doing night out at work back here, and then I walked to the back to grab a stapler, and I hear keys fall. And oh my gosh, I'm so freaking scared right now. I walk out here, and this is the breakfast report right here, and I put the keys with it, and when I walked away, the keys freaking fell by themselves. I don't know if I set them like on the edge or what, but they fell, and I'm freaking the crap out, people. Oh my gosh. The paper moves. It's moving again. Oh my gosh.
All sorts of things happened in this clip, from keys falling to the ground all the way to paper, moving without any human interaction. This was frightening for obvious reasons, and Riley was super fortunate to have got it on camera so he could show his boss. To his dismay though, no further action was taken, but at least he wasn't made to suffer a night shift again. The man had always suspected his house was haunted, but things really started to escalate when he heard tapping sounds coming from the cabinet beside him. He walked over and noticed that an ornament with small dangling parts was lightly tapping against a cabinet door, seemingly on its own. Curious, he opened the cabinet to get a better look and decided to film in case something else happened.
Poltergeist. So I'm sitting here gaming, and that object up there swung and literally smacked the glass really hard. Damn reflection, but look, still moving. Let's catch it before it stops. Look, still moving. Oh no, it moved. Look, it was sitting there, as you can see from the dust. Oh, so it moved. Alright. Can you make it swing again? Damn, I really need to wipe off in there. Look at all that shit. Can you make it swing again? Try to open that more. Hello? Can you make it move again? Oh, look. It made them all move now. Nice. Can you make it swing like you did before when it hit the glass? It's going out of focus. Alright, now I said swing it, not move it. Jeez Louise. Jeez Louise. And I opened that thing, so probably let the damn thing out. Yo, this thing keeps moving. I'm like nervous and shaking. And I'm lightheaded a little bit. Keeps going out of focus. Surprised them things ain't shaking more, how much it moved. I'm so nervous, man. So lightheaded. I don't regret this, but can you make it move again? Can you make it move again? So lightheaded. Can you slide it the other way? Keeps going out of focus. Yo! Was that a nickel, a dime, a penny? Look, there's my change. That thing went flying. How did it not hit the glass? See, that's some glitch in the Matrix shit. Yo, I gotta rewatch that, cause how to get past that glass and fly behind this stuff. fuck is that? That's definitely not what flew out. I don't even know where that went. Or even...
As the camera rolls, the ornament moves again, this time not just swaying but visibly sliding to the right in a smooth, deliberate motion. Then, out of nowhere, a penny shoots out from inside the cabinet, curving around the edge of the closed door and landing on the floor. It defied any explanation. After seeing the footage back, he was stunned. There was no airflow, no vibration, and no explanation for how the coin had moved like that. He has now started documenting everything and is seriously considering bringing in someone with experience in the paranormal. Something is clearly trying to make itself known, and it is no longer subtle about it. The family had long suspected something wasn't right in their home. After months of strange occurrences, noises, shifting objects, and an uneasy feeling that never fully went away, they finally installed cameras in key areas to see if they could catch anything. One of the cameras in the living room captured something they weren't ready for. It begins with a toy suddenly activating by itself, mechanical sounds cutting through the quiet. Then, more toys start to move slowly, shifting unnaturally without anyone nearby. As if that weren't enough, a white chair suddenly slides across the floor, completely unprovoked. The room was empty, and the footage was clear. This wasn't wind, vibrations, or a trick of light. The family watched the video several times, each time more unsettled than the last. They've kept the footage, started logging every incident, and are now considering professional help. With the cameras still rolling and the activity escalating, one question remains. What is it that's trying to make itself known in their home? Make sure to subscribe because that question will be answered in a future video. On July 29, 2007, a group of boys decided to explore an old abandoned church on the outskirts of town. The place had been left to decay for years, and while the setting was eerie, nothing unusual happened for a while. They wandered through the dusty aisles, laughing and filming parts of their adventure like it was just another fun challenge.
Close that damn door, I'm scared shitless. Oh shit, look at this ladder, it's like a secret door or something. When we try to get up it?
I'm not doing it.
Should I?
I'm not. You can go.
Fuck, I am. Don't.
Something's gonna fall out of there.
Man, shut up. God damn it. We're around. I can't take this right
Oh
now.
god.
I'm so scared.
Shit.
Oh no. Oh my god. Turn the light. Shit. Listen. Oh shit, that's fucking piano. Is that piano? Come on. Should we go out there? Is that door open?
Shit, we left the door open.
Should we stay in here for a second? No. We gotta stay. We gotta see if I can see this.
Right,
This could be priceless.
Oh shit! No shit! What do we do? Oh my god! Oh my god!
I don't know what to fucking do, please.
God, help me. I gotta make it out alive. I want to see my mama. God damn. Alright. We gotta try to make it to the front door. Just run. Go. The door's locked. What do we do? Dude? We gotta make it run. Oh my God. Alright, go. Oh my God, holy shit. Holy fuck, the music stopped playing. The music, go. Shit. I'm scared shit. He's following. Oh God. I can't breathe.
That changed instantly when they heard a soft melody echo through the church. The piano, untouched and worn from time, was playing by itself. As they turned to look, an apparition appeared at the bench, its hands gliding over the keys. Panic set in. The boys bolted out of the building, barely able to process what they had seen. They called a taxi and waited in silence at the edge of the road, too shaken to speak. That night marked the end of their ghost hunting curiosity. None of them ever went exploring like that again. After what happened the last time Kyle Anthony appeared on this channel, he had tried to move on. That night he heard what sounded like a little girl laughing from the basement while home alone had never left his mind, but without solid proof, he let it go. This time, though, his fiancée was home. When he heard the sound again, soft, eerie, and definitely childlike, he grabbed his phone and started recording.
Why do y'all want me to go down in the basement so bad? I'm already scared as hell. My fiance's home now, so it's a little bit better, but I don't want to go down there. Gosh dang. I haven't heard it again anyway. It was probably just the air conditioner making a freaking noise or something, you know what I mean? Whoa, oh, okay, no. Okay, y'all think that's Elmo now? That wasn't no toy. That wasn't no toy, y'all. Oh my gosh. Oh, that was ridiculous. Yeah, let's just not,
The video captures a quiet, unsettling noise rising from the basement. It isn't laughter this time, but something just as unnerving. It carried the same childish tone, like someone trying to speak, but not making sense. Kyle is spooked during this clip, and for a moment nothing else happens. But right at the very end, the basement door slightly moves. Just a subtle shift, enough to catch your eye and make your stomach drop. Afterward, Kyle showed his fiancée the footage, and both of them were left uneasy. They know there's no one else in the house, and no reason for the sound or the movement. Now that they've both heard it, they're starting to realize whatever is down there isn't going away on its own. Kyle has begun tracking each occurrence, and the couple is thinking seriously about bringing in outside help. This no longer feels like a coincidence. Something is down there, and it is making itself known. Elle had already been asleep for a while when a series of soft knocking sounds woke them up. Confused and uneasy, they grabbed their phone and started filming as they got out of bed to investigate.
Mami, te grabo este video porque están tocando constantemente la puerta. Están pasando cosas que no son normales. ¿Quién? ¿Quién? No hay nadie. ¿Viste eso?
The video shows Elle walking down the hallway toward the door where the knocking came from. They open it slowly, only to reveal absolutely nothing on the other side. No people, no wind, nothing that could have made the sound. After checking briefly, Elle returns to their room, and that's when the real shock hits. As the camera turns toward the bed, the covers are visibly shifting and tugging as if someone or something is underneath them, but there's no one there. Elle pans around the room in a panic, but it's completely empty. After the experience, Elle stayed awake the rest of the night with the lights on. The next morning, they told friends about it, and a few believe something is definitely trying to get their attention. Whether it's a warning or a presence just making itself known, Elle knows one thing for sure. That night changed everything. The following video was captured by a mother of 3, and her children's ages varied heavily. Her youngest was just 3 years old, but the eldest was a 16-year-old boy who was always out with his friends. One day, shortly after asking to go out, his mother allowed him to, despite it being a late hour, which would usually be off limits. Fortunately, he had a good time and was back home the next day, but little did he know what was going on back at his house whilst he was out.
Не поняла, опять этот звук. Снова. Именно когда сын уходит. Ё-моё. Именно когда сын уходит, появляется этот звук из шкафа. Ребята, вы это слышите? Вы слышите, да, это, ребята? Почему так происходит именно когда сын уходит на улицу? Боже мой.
Strangely, his voice could be heard, and it was almost as if it was within the walls of the house. No matter how many cabinets are storage items, the mother checked, she could not find her son, and this is when she realized it was a mimic. Over the next week, she plotted how to get rid of this ghost, but then realized since her real son came home, it stopped anyway, so there was no point. I send my wishes that it will not start again. The Paranormies are a group of well-experienced ghost hunters who visit locations and see what they can find. They post their findings onto their YouTube channel so that people like us can see what ghosts are capable of, and it truly is fascinating. In the adventure that I am about to expose you to, they were responding to a scary story of an old friend who may have been part of a homicide in the 1970s. The spooky, abandoned town of Piney is where this took place, and they wanted to investigate the train station first, and weird signs popped up right away.
You can moan for us so we can hear it. You can do it into one of our microphones or into our ear.
Look at this, man. I didn't see over there, but that looks like it's coming down too.
Oh yeah.
Look at that. Like where I'm shining, that looks like a TV, the actual tube part of the TV.
Oh yeah.
All around the station, they were finding appliances such as televisions, stoves, and refrigerators, which was really weird, considering the purpose of the building was supposed to be a transport mechanism. The team theorized that it must have been converted to a storage unit, but as I said, this was just a theory. After coming up with this, they continued their train station adventure without much else to think about. This location had been debunked, but not a house in the town. Next, they all went to the closest house in the abandoned town, and what they found there was much weirder.
Silence.
Really?
Like I actually heard like a lot of voices, but like then it just would stop for like 10-20 seconds at a time, and then it would just pick up again, which is super weird. So if it's silent in here right now, it could pick up again any second.
You hear that?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Was that upstairs? No, that's outside.
Holy f, man, it sounded like a piece of the house just busted off.
What? That might have been it, because look at the roof.
Was that a piece of the house or was that you? Oh man, that freaked me out. Hands are shaking. Holy smokes.
There was something standing here, right?
What's that?
You saw it too?
Yeah.
Something was standing right here.
It looked like something was standing right here.
Oh my god.
But I saw it for like a split second.
A thump was heard by the whole group, and it was almost as if a victim of the homicide was still haunting the town. I will continue this story in a future video on the channel. William Davies was winding down in his bedroom when he heard the soft creak of the door moving. At first, he thought it was just a draft, but then it happened again and again. No windows were open and the heating wasn't on. He grabbed his phone and began filming, thinking it might just be a loose hinge or bad alignment.
Whatever that was. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, just move back a bit then. Isn't that amazing? Get too close to the door. Postman? No way. Holy shit. Makes me wonder. Strange. Definitely airs right now. About the clock. What? Definitely hearing things. Whoa. Not possible. Some pull on it as well.
In the footage, the bedroom door sways all by itself, as if something is actually in contact with it. As William turns the camera to scan the rest of the room, the cabinet door beside his dresser swings open just as deliberately. There's no sound, no sudden gust, nothing visible that could have triggered it. Afterward, William sits down and replays the clip multiple times, watching how precisely everything moved. The timing feels intentional, like something unseen was reacting to him. He checks the hinges, tests the cabinet, even places items inside to see if anything shifts naturally, but everything stays still until the camera comes back out. That night, he leaves the lights on and tries to sleep with one eye open. The fear isn't from what he saw, but from knowing he didn't imagine it. Something in that room moved, and whatever it was, it knew he was watching. In the following video, Matty was home alone when he heard the bells from the front door ringing. This usually meant that somebody had entered the house, but upon checking, nobody was there, so he assumed it was the wind. However, when he started hearing this again later in the night, he was not going to be as foolish. Matty took his camera this time to capture the phenomenon on camera, and this is what he was able to see.
I don't know what's going on with these dogs, bro. They're scared of some... Yo, I'm telling you, bro, that's the second time I heard those bells, bro. The second time I'm home all the alone, bro. Nobody is home. Nobody. No one is home. Nobody is home. And those bells... What's wrong, Petey? What's wrong? What do you see? You see something? You see something over here? I'm telling you, those bells, I heard them twice. What the f*** is going on? Petey! 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 Petey, what's going on? The TV turned on. The TV turned on. Petey, let's go. Go, Petey. Go. Go out. Go out. Go out. Go. Go out. Go out. Go out. Go out. Go out. What the is going on? What the is going on? What the is going? It turned off. It turned off. Lucy, Bentley, let's go. Bentley, get out. Let's go. Tiberius, let's go. Get the out. Get the out. Get the out. Let's go. Tiberius. Lucy. Oh my God. Charlie, let's go. Come on. Come on, who's home? Come on, who's home? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Come on, T. Come on. Lucy.
The chiming bell was definitely not the biggest issue in this house, because from falling objects to a self-activating TV, this place had it all. Experts have no idea why a poltergeist would choose to target Matty, especially considering nobody else, including him, ever noticed something weird inside of the house again. This is one of many big mysteries on this channel that will likely never be solved. The woman in our next clip loved her job as a cleaner at the old church. Every day, she took pride in making the place shine, enjoying the quiet moments among the ancient stone and stained glass windows. But one day, while working late, she suddenly felt an icy chill creeping through the air. Feeling uneasy, she decided to record a video for her friend to show what was happening.
I want to go back there quick.
In the footage, a heavy wooden door slowly moves by itself. She turns around, startled, and screams. After that, she left work early and told her boss she wouldn't be returning. The experience shook her deeply, and the church that once felt like a second home suddenly became a place she wanted to avoid forever. two kids were messing around in the kitchen one afternoon while their family's Ring doorbell camera picked up everything. They had been watching scary videos earlier and were still hyped up, joking loudly to each other. "I ain't scared of no ghosts." It was all fun and laughter until it wasn't. Just after one of them repeats the line, the door ahead of them slams shut with full force, seemingly out of nowhere. Their faces go from playful to terrified in a heartbeat. They scream, running around in a panic, not knowing whether to open the door or hide. Eventually, they yank it back open and bolt straight through the house, crying as they race down the street to their grandma's place next door. Later that evening, after things calmed down, their parents reviewed the footage. There were no windows open, no fans on, and nothing they could find that would have caused the door to move like that. Everyone agreed it wasn't just wind or coincidence. It felt like a direct response to the kids mocking whatever might be in the house. Since then, they haven't gone back to that kitchen alone, and next time they talk about ghosts, they'll think twice before taunting them. No one in this family ever thought their house was haunted. It was barely 9 years old, and everything about it felt normal, except for one thing. Ever since they were kids, they'd hear the sound of someone digging through their big plastic tub of Lego pieces upstairs. It was the same tub where they used to build bionicles, and the rattling noise it made was loud and unmistakable. But sometimes, that sound would echo through the house when no one was up there.
Yeah, I hear that very loudly. Dude, that is weird. That's loud. That's loud. Yeah, that's very loud. Go in. No, it's going around now. Shh. There's literally nothing in here. And look how heavy this is. Yeah. Hang on, there's nothing up here. What the crap? There's nothing in here either, look. I could hear it when we got about halfway down the hallway. Yeah, it stopped as we got closer.
I just heard once. Like I came out and heard like shh. That's all I heard.
Yeah, but we heard it when we were sitting there. We were just sitting there and we heard it.
You heard it start?
Yeah. Yeah, we heard it start and it went for like...
How long ago before you got me?
It probably went for about 10 seconds, 10 or 15 seconds.
Let's watch it. Let's watch it. You'll watch it.
So in the recording, you can clearly hear the distinct plastic clatter coming from the closet, like someone sifting through the pieces. The two brothers rush toward it, open the door, and find absolutely nothing. No person, no movement, just an eerie stillness. They figured that was it, just the same weird sound they'd been hearing for years. But when they showed the footage to friends and eventually cast it onto their living room TV, someone caught something that none of them had seen before. In the far back of the closet, a huge bionicle figure they'd built as kids can be seen slowly turning its head right before the clip ends. They raced upstairs to check, and sure enough, the figure was still there. Same pose, same position. The neck joint is stiff, not loose, so it shouldn't have been able to move at all. The family says they've never felt in danger, but ever since that night, none of them go near the closet alone. Kyle Anthony was home alone while his fiancée was out with her sister. At one point, he heard laughter coming from the basement, but it only started the moment he opened the door. The sound was unmistakably like a child laughing, which made him uneasy since he has no kids. He quickly shut the door, still shaken by the strange noise.
All right, I am home alone, and I am hearing a little kid laughing in the basement, and I do not have children. This is freaking me out. Yeah, you hear it too? Go. Move. We'll try to go down there. Oh God, let's see if we hear it. Goodness gracious. Shit. Do you hear that? Oh my God, that's freaky. I don't have children. And I'm home alone. My fiance just went with her sister to the mall. Don't hear it anymore now. Goodness gracious.
In the footage, as Kyle opens the basement door, the laughter begins suddenly and echoes through the house. Later, he opens the door again, but this time nothing happens. The silence makes the moment even more eerie as he stands there, unsure of what to believe. Left unsettled, Kyle is now trying to figure out what's going on in the basement, so feel free to leave him some form of suggestion for his future in the comments. To call the Midwest Ghost Hunter a regular on this channel would be a severe understatement, because he appears in at least 98% of my videos. This is because he never fails to provide long compilations of ghostly footage from places he visits, and they seem to get more frightening every single time. In today's video, he was in a haunted theater by himself, and he wanted to gather evidence that this place was as bad as it seemed. This is what he caught.
All right, well, Reverend Henry Doty Maxson, here is his office. Let's see if anything happens. Reverend? Are you in here? Are you okay with me visiting? Your office here? That's his old chalkboard right there. And that is his handwriting. They've kept that preserved. That must have been from his last lecture before dying. Father, if you are indeed in here, could you tap on your chalkboard? Make a tapping sound like you're writing on it. I would be amazed if you did that. What the? That sounded like paper being moved. It was on this desk. Like, whoa, you see that? Dude, look at that. That has to be it. Look at that, it's literally hanging off of the table. Look at all the other ones, they're like straight, and then that one is just completely. Henry, did you just move this piece of paper? I wonder what's on this paper anyway. It's more of his writing. Reverend, if you're sitting at your desk right now, could you move something once more? Use whatever energy you need. You can use it for my camera, my voice recorder, whatever you need. All I wish to do is learn from you. Learn about the afterlife. Whoa, I'm feeling like coldness over here. It's like emanating from this desk. I'm gonna get a reading with this.
Strangely, the Reverend decided to move a piece of paper to the edge, despite it being its own preserved piece of writing. This was likely to scare Ian, the ghost hunter, but if that was the goal, then it was a big fail because he was not going to give up on this investigation. So subscribe for more clips inside of this theater in future videos. Helen's Homestead is a YouTube channel that documents explorations of paranormal places, but they are much smaller than the huge ghost hunters that you usually see on this channel. The following video was an adventure into a Scottish castle, and there was no doubt it was haunted according to the locals. So much of the castle was occupied by slaves and dungeons containing prisoners, so it is no surprise that they all stuck around to spread their wrath on visitors of the castle. Helen didn't think it was real, but explored anyway.
Catherine. Within its labyrinth of hallways and rooms, there's no sign of ghosts, but there's one place I haven't checked.
It's now nearly 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm down here in the dungeon. We were having dinner earlier tonight down here. And it's definitely a very, very different mood now. The rest of the castle have gone to bed.
Now I should point out I'm the only one in the dungeon, just me and my camera, and I'm facing the only doorway.
So, had no signs of her tonight. But if ever you were going to see a ghost, you think it would be here. So maybe it's all just rubbish. Maybe it's all just hocus pocus. Maybe there is no such thing as ghosts whatsoever. Anyway, I'm prepared to wait. Catherine. Oh, Catherine.
The chair next to me is about to start thumping on its own. You'll be able to clearly hear it.
It's creeping me out now. Okay, I get it. I'm going. Okay, Catherine, I get it.
Then something moves in the dungeon, but I'm not staying to find out what it is.
I'm freaking going. I'd like to think I'm a pretty rational person. But, if you're interested to play back what's on that tape.
The chair banging on its own with such purpose is what scared me. And an intense electric feeling down the right side of my face and head.
I don't know if you can see that, but I'm shaking like a leaf. Anyway,
during the daytime, literally nothing happened to suggest that this place was remotely haunted, and Helen was starting to believe that maybe this place was just a myth used to create a tourist attraction. However, the basement changed things. Out of nowhere, the chair started thudding as if someone was swinging on it, and when Helen was sent running out of the room, something left in there moved next. It was good content for the YouTube channel, so the team packed up the next day and left, not wanting to disturb the spirit. Our next clip was captured by a more high-profile ghost hunter on YouTube, and the name of their channel is Memoria Sobrenatural Inc. And from the name, you can tell they are not English. Fortunately, they dubbed their videos into the English language though, meaning we can get a full glance into this paranormal investigation. It took place in a house that someone was interested in buying, but wanted to check the status after suspicion of paranormal activity. This is what the ghost hunter was able to find.
Foi encontrado o corpo do homem aqui dentro. E ele quer deixar uma mensagem, mas o quê? Não me recordo desse varal aí em cima, com um negócio pendurado. Talvez essa aqui seria a cama aonde ele dormia? Ou talvez seria a cama de outra pessoa e o quarto dele seria outro. Opa! Olha isso! Olha isso! Olha isso, mano! Olha isso, pessoal! Cara do céu, velho! Minha nossa! Cara do céu, é assustador! Quem é que está aqui próximo a mim? Escuta isso! Escuta isso! Ó! Tá pra cá! Ó! Tem alguma coisa pra cá! Opa! É aqui! Ai! Olha aqui, ó! Olha o quadro, mano! Olha o quadro! Rapaz do céu! Tá me retorcendo aqui, velho! Ai, minha garganta seca! A minha garganta tá seca, cara! Eu quis dizer sobre outro quarto desse aqui, ó! Com essa cama! A minha garganta tá seca, velho! Bicho do céu!
It was extremely obvious that this place was ridiculed with poltergeists, and it was not a nice one. The man behind the camera claimed afterwards that he felt a horrible feeling all the way down his spine, and this feeling only happens when there is an evil presence inside of the room. This meant that whatever was inside of here would not be hard to get rid of, and I wish luck to whoever that task gets given to. It's bad enough experiencing haunting things as a ghost hunter, but imagine suffering from paranormal activity as an innocent man. Brugi was your regular person living a regular life in his house, but suddenly it started to become riddled with haunted activity. For quite some time, he couldn't figure out what it actually was, but eventually, it started opening up more and more with this video being one of them.
Está dormido, ya hasta se me quiere regresar la comida. Como estético usa todo hasta allá. Imagínense qué tan grande está. O sea, real, es todo este pedazo. ¡Ay, cabrón! Y seguro se grabó. No. Falta este pedazo.
Now he seemed to become stunned after looking up into the attic, and despite not being able to make anything out myself, perhaps he saw something that I couldn't, and there are cases of this happening to people. This will also help experts identify the type of spirit, so hopefully Brugi contacts one and finds out. Kubo, a regular guy who often shares random late-night thoughts and life updates on his page, wasn't someone you'd typically associate with anything paranormal. He lives in a quiet home, in a quiet neighborhood, and nothing out of the ordinary had ever really happened there. But this particular night felt different. According to him, the air had a strange stillness to it, almost like the house itself was holding its breath. Everyone else was out, so he was completely alone. Just him, the silence, and whatever was about to happen. He'd already brushed his teeth, shut everything down, and climbed into bed like usual. He was just about to scroll for a bit before sleeping when it began.
You're knocking on my bedroom door. Hello? Hello? Just leave it alone.
The bedroom door beside him started knocking. Not a single tap or a faint creak, but a sudden and aggressive series of knocks like someone wanted in. Kubo got up slowly, clearly confused and unnerved, and moved toward the door. But as he stepped out to check, the door across the hallway, totally closed a moment earlier, swung shut right in front of him. No wind, no one else in the house, just that eerie moment captured on film. He stood frozen, breathing heavily, the silence even heavier than before. The clip cuts there, but Kubo later said he stayed up the entire night, unsure of what he'd just witnessed. The following day, Kubo tried to brush off what had happened. He told himself it was probably something with the pipes, or maybe the house settling. Still, the way that hallway door had slammed shut, he couldn't quite shake the image from his mind. That night, even though nothing had happened all day, he found himself double-checking locks and lights, making sure everything was exactly as it should be before heading to bed. He even left a few hallway lights on, just in case. Still, when he finally settled into bed, there was a part of him hoping it really was over. But it wasn't. It was sometime around 2 in the morning when he first heard it. This low, shifting noise coming from inside his bedroom. Not loud, but unmistakable. Almost like fabric dragging against itself, or something brushing against the floor. He sat up slowly, unsure if it had come from his dream or from the room itself. The noise came again. He reached for his phone and began recording, the screen casting a soft glow across the room as he panned it toward the source.
I know I haven't posted in a couple days, but I've been staying out of my room because it just got to be too much, but I swear, I've been hearing voices coming from there the last like 20 minutes.
What the camera caught next only lasted a split second, but it was enough to send chills through anyone watching. Hanging in thin air was one of his shirts. It hovered mid-air for maybe half a second, as if being held by something invisible, before dropping straight to the ground with a soft thud. There was no breeze, no vent nearby, nothing that could have caused it. Kubo gasped and pulled back, muttering something under his breath. The clip ended with the camera pointed toward the floor, his voice shaking, whispering that he didn't know what he just saw. In the hours after, he didn't go back to sleep. He sat on the edge of his bed, lights on, heart racing. Even when the sun came up, the image of that levitating shirt kept playing over in his head. For someone who'd never believed in anything paranormal, this was starting to feel too real. FIFA is a popular game for many and has been for years. It's probably the best video game remake of the sport, hence its popularity, and the victim of this next clip, Eiji, was casually enjoying it. He had just finished a really long shift at work, so needed some gaming time to wind down. Little did he know that it'd have the opposite effect. It was literally going to stress him out 100 times more than work ever could.
Astagfirullahaladzim. Astagfirullah. Ini jam berapa sih? 11. Stop. Jing dalam keadaan nyala ya.
Out of nowhere, the keyboard started playing when he scored, and he went over to prove that it was fully working. The camera also showcased that his wife was fast asleep, so she could not have had anything to do with the incident. Whatever made this happen was an unnatural cause, and the only person who even has a slither of hope stopping them is a ghost hunting expert. The following video took place when a man heard something, but he was unable to pin where it was. In case it was a neighbor or something minor like that, he chose to ignore it and continue watching television. However, every minute or so, the noise would happen again, and it got to the point where even if it was a neighbor, they deserved to be told to shut up anyway. The man stood up, mobile phone in hand, walking around the house double-checking that it definitely wasn't in his home before complaining, and he's lucky he did. Take a look.
Alright, I have to start recording again. I know I just heard something. You guys are seeing this, right? You gotta be joking me. What? You gotta be joking me. Oh, jeez.
Strangely, a small human figure was pressing itself against the door, and this was creepy as hell, for obvious reasons. I don't know a single person in the entire world who wouldn't feel fear in the face of something like this, and you could feel the fright in the voice and movements of the man behind the camera. For the next few days, he and his children were living on edge and praying that whatever thing was left them alone. Fortunately, nothing happened over these few days, which actually gave them a slither of hope that it really was gone. You should never get so comfortable so soon after a poltergeist strikes though, because they can come back at any moment, and this clip proves that.
Okay, I have to start recording because we've started to hear more things around the house, and kind of nervous. Yeah. Okay.
This time, they were hearing noises again, so the father took his camera and walked around in case anything absurd took place. Randomly, some objects were thrown to the ground in the kitchen, and then the distressed child left his room, saying he heard something. As the father panned the camera back to his son, a shadow figure was seen standing abruptly still, and at first, he actually missed this. It was only later when he was scrolling through the footage that he realized how scary this actually was. This time he took action and called a helpline for people suffering from ghosts, but they could only send experts within the next few days. This is why the family had to endure one more haunting before help arrived.
I'm sorry. I've heard... It's been non-stop. I've heard these knocks. I don't know. No. Just, I think you should get away. I think you should go away. I think you should go away. I don't know. I don't know what this is. Okay, no. Okay. This is scary. Okay.
The knocking was persistent and scary, especially for the little girl. I hope for her sake that this is sorted soon, and you subscribe. Christopher Aron was walking around his daughter's bedroom, just tidying up and making sure everything was in order before bedtime. It was a quiet night, but as he moved through the room, he couldn't shake the strange feeling crawling over him. It was like the air had shifted, or as if he wasn't completely alone. Trusting his instincts, he pulled out his phone and started recording, hoping he was just being overly cautious.
Cat's downstairs. It wasn't her. I guess that's my son. Any other signs? Can you open the other door? Can you open the other oven door? Will you open the other door? Thank you. Now I know you're here. Can I get any other sign? Any other sign at all?
In the footage, the toy oven door slowly creaked open by itself. There's no one near it, no vibrations, no obvious cause. The motion is smooth and unsettling, as if something unseen had deliberately opened it. Christopher stands still for a moment, caught off guard, then lowers the camera with a confused expression. After checking the toy thoroughly and finding nothing wrong, no loose parts or built-in springs, he steps out of the room. He replays the footage a few times in the hallway, growing more uneasy with each watch. It wasn't dramatic, but it felt too intentional to ignore. Something about that quiet, controlled movement gave him chills. He doesn't want to jump to conclusions, but he also can't forget what he saw. Whatever is happening, it's real enough to keep him on edge. Just after midnight, Leandro was lying in bed when he heard strange rustling noises coming from the back room. At first, he thought maybe something had fallen, but the sounds kept going, too sharp, too deliberate. Curious and slightly on edge, he grabbed his phone and walked over to check it out.
1 de julho de 2023. Nunca deixe sua porta aberta, ou isso vai acontecer na sua casa.
Será que é gato que tá aqui? Mexendo nas coisas? Mas não tem ninguém aqui. Ai, caramba. Acho que tem alguém aí. Que isso? Para! Que isso? Quem tá aí? Tranquei. Meu Deus, cara. Mãe.
O que tá acontecendo?
Não sei. Parece que tem alguém aqui.
Nossa, tem que parar de ver esses vídeos aqui. Eu tô com medo já dessas coisas. Não tem ninguém,
Mas...
tem batendo na porta e vem que é.
When he opened the door, the entire room was in disarray. Items were scattered all over the place, as if something had been tearing through it in a frenzy. It reminded him of the way a cat might destroy a room, but the problem was, he didn't have a cat. He stood there in silence for a moment, trying to process what he was seeing, then stepped back out and shut the door. That's when the handle began to rattle violently, like something was trying to get out. Startled, Leandro flung the door open again, but this time, the room was completely still. No movement, no sound, No sign of anyone or anything inside. He checked the back door too, just in case. It was locked, deadbolted, no way in or out. Now he's even more unsettled than before, knowing whatever it was didn't leave through the door, if it left at all. It was just past midnight when the mother heard her baby moving around through the monitor. At first, it sounded like normal restlessness, but something about it made her uneasy. She grabbed the infant optics camera and tuned in for a better look, just to be sure everything was all right.
Okay. That's not possible. Is that the light? What the fuck is that? What is that? What is it? Look at the way, look. It's lingering. Is it the light outside? Like, what is happening right now? There's no other light. How is this possible? Like, there's no pinhole empty. Like, the curtains, I pulled the curtains closed. You guys, what the fuck is this? And it's not leaving. It's getting near her. Oh my god. Did she just touch it? Where did it go?
On the screen, a strange glowing orb was floating slowly around the crib. It wasn't dust, and it wasn't a reflection. The light had direction, almost like it was exploring. Then it drifted closer to the baby, and just as her child reached out and touched it, the light vanished instantly, as if it had never been there at all. The mother's heart dropped. She rushed into the room but found nothing unusual, just her baby lying calmly in the crib, looking up at her. The whole thing felt surreal. She checked the camera feed again to make sure she hadn't imagined it. The footage was still there, clear as day. Some believe orbs like that are signs of spirits or lingering energy, and if that's true, she's not sure what it wanted with her child. Since that night, she hasn't left the camera off for a single second. Jason and a few of his friends were messing around inside the old county jail, a place long since shut down and barely touched. His dad knew the building manager, so getting access wasn't hard. They weren't ghost hunters, not even close. They were just teenagers filming a parody of those ghost shows, goofing around and pretending to chase spirits. Nothing serious, just laughs. But everything changed when they got back and started editing the footage.
Alright, so we're in the phase of the investigation now where everybody breaks off in their own little areas with, a handy cam, and we're just sort of checking around to see if we can find anything on our own. And hopefully, each one of us finds our own evidence and our own personal stories. Just sort of checking around.
In one of the shots, as Jason walks past a holding cell window, something unnatural comes into view. There's a face, clear as day, right behind the glass. It's not Jason, and it's not his friends, who were all accounted for at the booking desk behind the camera. The cell itself was locked and being used for storage. But in the frame, a man's face is pressed against the glass, like he's screaming in silence. And as Jason's body moves past the window, the face fades away like smoke. They hadn't noticed it while filming, only later. Jason swears that room was empty. He doesn't know who it was, and he doesn't really want to. Whatever they caught in that cell wasn't part of the joke. William Davies had long suspected his house was haunted, but that night he felt something more than just eerie. A cold chill made him uneasy, like something bad was about to happen. Wanting to capture whatever was causing the strange sensations, he set up his camera in the kitchen and started recording.
Shit. The fuck? Can't be normal. I can't take any more of this. Battery's going dead.
Just shit. What? Makes no fucking sense. Something's there. Something's definitely there. You alright, Benja? You alright? Can you sense them? You can sense them, can't you? They're there, aren't they? I can see you, just see you in the corner there, dog.
The footage shows the cupboard door opening all by itself. William quickly closes it, but moments later it opens again on its own. He shuts it once more, only to feel a sudden movement behind him. He turns around slowly, his heart pounding, convinced something unseen is right there. The atmosphere in the room feels heavy and filled with a dark presence. William didn't stay to find out more. He decided it was time to call in professional help to figure out exactly what was haunting his home. Whatever was there wasn't going to let him rest easy anytime soon. Wyatt's daughter suddenly started crying in the middle of the night, so he went into her room to check on her and decided to record just in case something unusual was happening.
Days like today are no fun. No fun at all.
Is it real?
Yeah.
Can I get it now?
Stay there. Come on, buddy. Yeah, you can go. All right. It's okay.
The footage shows the basement door rattling heavily on its own. Wyatt walks over and checks behind the door, but finds nothing there. Then the pantry door starts rattling the same way, and he moves back and forth between the two doors, each time finding no explanation for the noises. Feeling unsettled, he chooses to take his daughter back to her room to calm her down. After that night, Wyatt decided it was time to bring in a priest to bless the home, hoping to put an end to whatever restless presence was causing the disturbances, and finally bring some peace to his family. Whether this solution worked or not, I do not know, but all I can do is wish this family all of the luck that I can. A big family was all gathered in the living room, excited because the eldest brother had just come home and they were planning to go to the movies soon. While everyone was getting ready, one of the kids asked for some cereal from the pantry. A week later, out of curiosity, they decided to watch back some footage from that day.
Jody, what are you doing?
Waiting for you. When are we gonna go see the movie?
After we eat, we'll go to the movie. My dad is in town. Mike Webb, say hello.
Hello, say hello.
Hello, and my new mom.
Can I get something to eat?
Yes,
All
go
right.
for it.
Just cereal for now. And eat on the counter.
Jody, you're not feeling good? Oh, no. After the movie, you'll feel fine.
As the camera pans toward the pantry, a shadowy figure can be seen standing just inside, staring right at them. The spirit's presence was unnoticed at the time, but now it is clear something or someone was watching them that whole afternoon. The family is left shaken, but also curious about what else might be lingering in their home. They They have started considering calling in a professional to investigate further, hoping to understand if the presence is harmless or something they need to take seriously. For now, they are on high alert, keeping a closer eye on the pantry and the rest of the house. The family kept noticing more strange things happening around the pantry. The main issue was that the pantry would open by itself every night it was closed when they went to sleep, but mysteriously open by morning. The eldest son decided to stay up one night and film it for himself.
Okay, it's 12:34. September 19th. Nothing so far.
In the footage, the pantry door slowly creaks open on its own again, and just as the kid reaches out to close it, a ghostly apparition appears pressed against the glass, its hands clearly visible. Shocked but determined, he quickly opens the pantry door to check if someone or something was really inside, but there was nothing there. The family is now more unsettled than ever and debating whether to bring in a specialist or try to cleanse the house themselves as they try to figure out what the spirit wants and how to safely move forward. Expert John came around to investigate, confident he would quickly prove there was nothing going on. At first, nothing happened, and he started to think the eldest son was just imagining things, but then things took a turn.
Hi, I'm John. It's day 10, 12:03 a.m. Still nothing happening.
Go, go. Dude. Look out, look out, look out. Oh my god. What the? I don't know. That's crazy. Dude. I told you. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. Go, go.
In the footage, you can hear slow, heavy breathing coming from behind the pantry door, and soon after, the same ghostly hands appear pressed against the glass again. John reaches out and actually touches them, but before he can react, a sudden face jump scares him on camera. When he opens the door, there's still nothing there. After this intense encounter, the family decided it was time to seriously consider moving out. They just couldn't live with whatever was haunting their pantry and disrupting their lives.